Just got done with our used car 20 group. Met yesterday and today, had some good speakers in. And what I want to go over today is, I'm kind of pulling up a Facebook Live over here. What I want to go over today is actually something that in South Carolina, I was just at a conference in South Carolina, and it dawned on me back then. I was like, holy cow, I can't believe I haven't really thought about this. And I bring that up because I started selling cars on the internet in 1997, 1998, all the way through about 2005. My job was either sell cars off the internet or run internet departments to sell cars off the internet. And that was 20 plus years ago. And one of the things I'm on Facebook Live. If you have any comments over here, pop them in here. But since 1997 to 2005, ran internet departments, sold cars off the internet for the first 3 years. That's how I made a living. And, I know how we set up our CRMs. And I know there's debates about is CRMs even worth it anymore nowadays, but they're there, they exist. And that's how dealers run their inventory or their leads. And what we do when we get a lead, when we set up our internet processes, we said, let's take a look at, 0 to 7 day old lead. Let's call an email every day. And then when it's 8 to 14 days, let's call every other day. And when it's, 3 to 4 weeks old, let's call every 3 days. When it's 5 to 6 weeks old, let's call it once a week, and then every other week, and then once a month. As the lead gets older, the less we contact frequency to spread it out, because the lower probability that they're still going to buy, when actually it's reversed. I think 60+% buy after 14 days. But anyways, that's how we set up our internet and our CRM processes, is based on the age of the lead, is how often we call or email or follow up, text, whatever. But as inventory management goes, let's say I have a car that's 60 days old. I'm at 90% price to market. It's not selling. I don't know if I want to wholesale it, trade it to another one of my dealerships. Do I know I have 5 leads sitting there that I haven't called and emailed in 10 days? And as an inventory manager, probably not. I'm leaving up that responsibility to my BDC or internet person, assuming they're following the process. So let's say the internet person is following the process, and because maybe, let's say, a 60-day-old car, you got a lead on it. The lead is 40 days old. Well, a 40-day-old lead, we only contact every 10 or 14 days, right? So that lead is not in the hopper for that internet manager to call or email that day, right? So as an inventory manager, I got an aged car, 60 days old. I may or may not probably know I got a 40-day-old lead that I haven't called or emailed in 12 days. Does that make sense? Right? I got a car that I'm at 90% of the market. I need it off my lot as soon as possible. I want this thing gone. I think that lead in that car should be called every day, right? I got an aged car. I'm going to drop the price. I'm going to go wholesale it. I should be calling and emailing that customer based on the age of that vehicle or the position of that vehicle. And that's how my process should be set up, not necessarily the age of the lead, right? So the internet person did their job. They called them 8 days ago, 10 or whatever, 14 days ago, right? And the system doesn't tell them to call another 5 days from now or 10 days from now, because again, the older the lead gets, the spread out we get. But what about the older the car gets, the more frequently I should call, right? So I think lead process management should be based on the position of the vehicle. I say position because it's not just an age thing. Because yes, if I got a fresh lead, I want to call and email as frequently, as fast as I possibly can, as frequently as I can while they're hot on the car. I get that. But also, if I got an aged car I'm about ready to dump, I should be calling and emailing. Or let's take it another step. Let's say you have a fresh car that's priced at 110, 105. Let's be realistic, 105%, and you get a lead on that car. Now, I think obviously being fresh, I'm going to call and email quite frequently, but I should be really focusing on that lead, sending them a video. I should be going above and beyond for that particular lead. Why? Well, why is somebody putting a lead on a car priced well above market? Okay. When they obviously, if they're shopping online, they probably found other ones similar, cheaper if I'm at 105%. So if they're submitting a lead on a car priced above market, knowing that there are cheaper ones out there, then obviously there's something about this car that the customer's interested. Color, mileage, equipment, all the above. right? There's something about this car that that customer likes. So I need to put a sense of urgency underneath that customer. Oh, great choice. It's a rare vehicle, right color, the blah, blah, blah. I'm going to enhance my communications with that lead based on the car, based on the age, based on the position of the market. I mean, think about it. When you got a refrigerator white Chevy Malibu 2019 with that base equipment, right? That's those type of cars. Some pretty much get sold off the floor 90% of the time. You got a customer saying, "Hey, I need a $300 a month car," and you say, "Here, perfect. I got this 18 Malibu. It's under warranty still," and blah blah blah. You put them in that car. It's probably not a internet lead process importance, right? So that car is more of a switch car. That car has other way, or I'm a Ford store. My escapes are flying off the shelf. I don't have to be the cheapest price escape online to drive leads. I have other resources to sell a 2020 used Ford Escape. It's a good switch car. People are knocking down the doors. I don't necessarily, but that age car that I'm having time selling, I want to communicate with any leads I have as frequently as possible. I get a lead on a hot commodity car above price, above market, where customers have other choices and alternatives at a cheaper price. I better communicate a lot better there. Kevin online, hot list of aged for all departments to pay close attention to and put a flat on them. One of the things we talked about doing at our 20 group, we just got done with our 20 group here, was what if within our lead management tool, our CRM, that dealer had VIN Solutions. What if in VIN Solutions we created a process that says 60-day or older cars? So I basically go to all my 60-day-old cars, look at the leads that are active on them. I put them in this process. I'm calling email every day. I'm talking about how competitively priced that car is and how it's about ready maybe to leave our lot. It's exceeded our age limit on our vehicle and we're pricing it to move. And I'd rather sell it to a customer and have them benefit from the price than sell it to another dealership. When can you be here? Those type of communications based on the age and urgency of the car. But CRMs go, they don't communicate and talk about the cars. They're more about response time, closing percentage, auto responses, scheduling, and processes built on the age of the lead instead of the age of the car or any references to the car. So think about that. That just dawned on me. We were talking about creating those processes. Let's take a 45 to 60 day old internet process. Meaning if a car is 45 to 60 days old, I'm going to put customers down this process. I'm going to have email communications and sense of urgencies on my messaging to these consumers saying, hey, we tend to have a 60-day age policy. The car that you're interested in is getting close to that threshold where we're going to be getting rid of this car. I'd like to know if you'd like to come in as soon as possible before this car gets eaten up by somebody else, or we take it to the wholesale auction, or rather you benefit, communicating like that based on the inventory itself and not the lead itself. So, if this tip is helpful, I think it's a great way to approach your inventory. I think it's a great way to approach your leads other than just the age of the lead. I'm going to be frequencies and communication based on the car, not the age and the source of the lead. We have put together, as a little bit of a pitch here, we have put together in Lotpop where we're what's called Lotwalk. We would combine the inventory with those leads. And it doesn't matter what inventory tool you're in. Inventory tool being like the vAutos, VinQs, Max Digital, Inventory Plus. Doesn't matter what your CRM is. If you have vAuto and Reynolds, we can pull that data. If you have VIN Solutions and Max Digitals, we can combine that information and show you those leads on those cars. And when's the last time I called and emailed? We're pulling up cars and customers. Here's a car that's 45 days old, priced at 93%. We haven't changed the price in 2 weeks. We haven't got activity. We think we need to adjust the price. And we look and we got 5 leads. And of those 5 leads, 3 of them haven't, they're 20-day-old leads that we haven't called or emailed in 15 days, haven't called an email in 18 days, right? So is it a pricing problem, process problem, people problem? I think it's a process people problem first. Let's call, email, see if the customers are still engaged. If I can't communicate there, maybe then it's a pricing problem. Drop the price, then call and email those customers back and get engaged with them. And you need to know this information as an inventory management tool or as an inventory manager. Don't just dump this responsibility on your internet person, because again, they might be following the process. It's a 40-day-old lead. They only got to call them every 14 days based on their process, or once a month. So they called them 25 days ago, and at 5 more days, they have to call them again, but it's on an age card that you're ready to push out right now. So you got to understand that it's just like your physical lot. If you have customers floating around on that physical lot and nobody's greeting them, or somebody came out and say, hey, how you doing? How can I help you? And walked away. Or, hey, that car's in stock. Wouldn't you like to come in for a test drive? And turn around and walked away. And that customer's just floating on their lot, waiting for somebody to come out with the keys. You would throw a fit. You throw a chair through the window. But yet this is happening every day, all day in your CRM. So look at the inventory, look at your leads differently, manage them based on the car, the age of the car, the positioning of the car, the equipment of the car, the rarity of the car. If it's sold, try to position that customer on a different car, right? Not based on the age and the source and everything else. So hope this tip is helpful. If you want to see how we can help you at yourstore, lotpop.com. See you next week. Hope this